I'm Hunter Erickson, and I built the Battle of Thermopylae. Now, the Battle of Thermopylae took place during the Greco-Persian War, and what happened was the Persians were still angry. They got beat by Athens 10 years before, so they wanted to invade all of Greece. So it was spearheaded by King Xerxes, and the plan was, well, the Spartans would handle the land area where where the Persians were invading. The Athenians would handle the, naval front because they beat the Persians at Salamis. So they met at this mountain pass in Thermopylae, and the Spartans couldn't bring as many soldiers as they could. They had like the best army in the ancient world, so they brought 300 men, and there's 6,700 other Greek soldiers from different city-states. So they met at the Pass of Thermopylae at the Hot Gates, and what happened there was they held off the Persians, which numbered in, I think, 200,000 versus 7,000 Greeks, so, it was going to be a bloodbath for the Greeks, obviously. But they managed to hold on, and what happened was they were betrayed by a traitor named Ephialtes, and because he was still mad that he couldn't become a true Spartan because he was like disabled or something. We don't know. So the Persians then went back, and then they attacked the Spartans from the back, and there's no survivors, obviously. So yeah, they won that battle, but they didn't win the war.
Well, this is an excellent build depicting that here. There's a lot to dissect. Let's start with the minifigs on top there and talk about the minifig design for each side.
Okay, so for the minifigures for the Spartans, it's just a normal collectible minifigure Spartans. I actually have Leonidas in the center right here. I forgot to talk about him in the video. But and for the other Greeks, it's just this Greek design I got from Dan Harris. He did other ancient history builds. So yeah, they're supposed to be just some city-state. I was thinking about adding maybe the Spartan helots to this, but I didn't have enough space. And as for the Persians, I did, more of the basic soldiers, and I did, some of them looked like civilians. They're supposed to like represent the weaker ones, obviously. And then the ones in the back with the shields, those are supposed to be the Persian immortals. In 300 film, they're like really inaccurate, so I wanted to make these as accurate as possible.
And speaking of the 300 film, I think that's probably in modern day what a lot of people think of when they think of Thermopylae and the 300 Spartans. So as you were working on this, what did you use as your source material?
I just used my previous knowledge of it, and I looked it up on Wikipedia and tons of other websites to get the right number. Yeah. I wasn't going to have like 7,000 here. I would love to, but
that's a little too much for this build. But another great aspect of this build is that rock work and the outward-facing rock. So how did that come together for you?
I was mostly like testing it out. I started from the bottom, and I just kept gradually adding. Like I wanted to make it flow well.
Yeah, and you've used a lot of the smaller slope pieces and everything there. So what's that like behind there to kind of keep those all connected and not falling apart?
Lots of filler pieces.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this is just completely solid with some other gray filler pieces, and the rest just, usual rainbow stuff.
Yeah. So is it pretty strong then inside there? Can you move this build around without too much trouble?
Mm-hmm. Nothing will break. I was worried about the waves actually, but those didn't break at all.
Okay. Well, excellent work. Thanks so much for bringing this to this show, and thanks for chatting with me about it.
Yeah, thank you.